Hi everybody, today as promised I'm going to share 4 books with you. This first book is the one that inspired me for my last video. It's called Creating Textures in Pen and Ink with Watercolour, and it's by Claudia Nice. And this book, I mean, that's a glorious autumn picture if ever you wanted one, isn't it? Look at all the detail in that. So this goes through materials, basic texturing techniques, the look of transparency, metallic impressions, earth textures, skies and weather, wood grain patterns, tree techniques, translucent florals, still life strategies, and fur to feathers. So it's looking at all these different techniques that might be needed. So we've got a little bit on materials and the colour wheel. Look at that. And all that texture in there. So basic texturing techniques, and you can see there are lovely diagrams for each one of those, and a little bit more. In fact, that's kind of the colour palette I used with my last painting that I did on my channel. But yes, it's giving you all these different ways of doing texture. We've got more examples here of dry surface techniques. Then we've got wet on wet techniques. We've got some impressed textures, so using different things to place on top of the watercolour. That's the page that I shared with you in the last video, which is all about splatter and stamping. We've got combining pen, ink and watercolour. A little bit on that. You can just see the glorious detail even in just a couple of stones there. The look of transparency, so here we've got jars and various other objects, marbles. We've got a little bit on eyes, calm water. This is really nice, showing you how you can show the reflection of something that's in the water. Different ways of doing water. Then we go on to metallics and how to get some of those effects. We've got our earth textures. They're probably the ones I'm more interested in. Things like gravel, lichen, rocks, granite, marble, brick, stone masonry. So we've got different versions here of doing some stone walls. Then it moves on to some skies, different skies here, snow, thunderstorms, sunsets. Then it moves on to wood grain. So you've got a whole section on wood grain. That's lovely, isn't it? If I bring that up, you can see all the texture that shows in that. Different types of woods. Then we move on to trees and bark. So we've got quite a lot here. Oh, that's just stunning. It's just... So I can see that this book, foliage, is going to give me lots of ideas. Then we've got some florals. leaves, weeds and grasses, moss and ferns. Then we've got lichen and mushrooms, a little bit on still life, textiles. I can never get things to look like they're crumpled like material. I should have to have a good look at that one. And then we've got a little bit on fur to feathers, so how to get that impression of fur or feathers using various different techniques, scaly skins, butterflies. So I think that is a marvellous book to give you ideas on how to get a little bit more texture, if that's what you're looking for in your artwork. So that's that one. Now let's move on to this next one. If I pop that one underneath there and move it over. Right, this next one is Landscape in Ink and Coloured Pencil. So this one is particularly for using coloured pencil. And we've got materials and equipment, translating the landscape, composition, basic techniques, embossing, lifting out, pen to paper, the importance of integration, a closer look, seeing the whole picture, working on a series, and then 4 seasonal projects, and talks about the challenge of a large work. So I will go through, look at that one. So I will do a bit of a quicker flip through here, but you can see it's giving you all of that information. That's rather nice. I like that one. So you've got lots of different ideas in here on how to use your ink or watercolour together with your coloured pencils, and lots of nice, that's rather good, look, breaking it down. And then I think somewhere there are some, there we go, look, step-by-step exercise to do summer waterside, and it breaks it down. So there are some projects in here where it breaks it down step by step to the final project. So that's Landscape in Ink and Coloured Pencil by Helen Hanson. Let's have a look at our next one, which is quite a cute little book. So look at the size of my hand. This is a small book called Just Add Watercolour by Helen Birch, but it includes lots of different watercolours by various other artists, and it gives you a quick little look at, actually it probably starts over the page. It gives you a quick look, so if you particularly want to find a picture, you can look for the page number here, but you can see how many pictures there are in here. And it's just another lovely book that's going to give you lots of ideas. So some of them are about composition, some of them about blooms, granulation, lots of different ways of just add watercolour, as it says. Oh, there's a nice autumn scene for us. So because this is all different artists, it gives you lots and lots of inspiration and ideas. I just thought this is the kind of little book that you might want to take away with you or out with you, because it's quite a nifty little size. My final book that I'm going to share with you is called Soul Colour, a 10-week watercolour painting course to cultivate mindfulness and creativity. And that's by Emma. Might just have to, the font on this is a bit weird. Burley. Emma Burley. That's lovely on the inside. And so basically this is a 10-week project that you follow. So week 1 is getting started, and I love the bit that can be hard to do. So it tells you a little bit about how to use the book, etc. And then week 1 is getting started, beginnings. First things first, gather your materials. Should I buy pans or tubes? Day number 2, mindful brush marks. Day number 3, stained glass doodles. And then let your colours gently weep for day 4. Colourful conversations, letting things bleed into each other's. Mindfulness of sound painting. And then you've got week 2, and it literally breaks down each of the days. So it does that for a whole 10 weeks. So if you find that you are getting stuck and you don't know what to do, this might be something that would, you know, kick you off, if you like, get you going into doing something and re-inspire yourself. I thought that this might be a lovely idea for me to do. So Soul Colour, a 10-week watercolour painting course to cultivate mindfulness and creativity by Emma Burley. And I will see if I can make links to all of these. I'm pretty sure I got them all from Amazon though. Anyway, I hope that maybe there's something there that might be on your next list to purchase. I think books can really inspire us, even if it's just a colourway or a new technique or just a different way of perhaps using the materials that we've got. So take care, everybody, and I should have some unboxings to do next time. All right then, bye for now.